Hello and welcome to another Planet Coaster live stream from Farley Park. And if you're wondering what this is, I've been working on our Steampunk RMC. Now ignore the lift hill, this is just temporary so I can get the coaster running. But I believe in the last stream we had this finale section done, which has been edited slightly. This now kind of banks around earlier, and just means that this final turn isn't a very, it was riding in a very odd way, not very smooth at all, so I fixed that. I've also done a tiny bit of theming on the inside here. This is almost nothing, just a copy of what's on the outside, but the rest of the layout, so I'll go through what I've created so far, obviously ignoring the lift hill. First we have this cool wave turn. It's going to continue down this way, and then in a similar manner to this it will kind of twist out that way and that. I'm building the layout backwards, so I know exactly what speed the rest of these elements need to be taken at, so I'm trying to make that all work. If we then, so from here through this kind of wave turn type, then it spirals down into a big turnaround. Definitely going to put some key line and some cool bits of theming in there. Then we've got the airtime hill that you would have seen in the intro to the stream. It just works really nicely. I'm really happy with it. And then this part was a nightmare to get right, but we have ourselves this cool stall over the pathway. And yeah, this was different. It used to twist no, it didn't twist the other way. It twisted this way, but instead of banking out this way, it did a full roll and kind of continued rolling into the turn, but I could not get it smooth. It took me, well, I never got it smooth. I spent ages smoothing it and nothing ever happened, so I just turned it into a 0G stall. And if we just speed this up, it looks pretty cool, and it rides much better than the roll that I was trying to do ever did. Just hop into the front bumper view and speed this up. So what I've built starts from there. Yeah, around we go into the airtime hill, into the stall. Yeah, double up into that hill, and the brake run. And the brakes are basically the least deceleration that I could get away with. It's definitely not the smoothest entry, but I spent a very long time smoothing it out, and this is as smooth as I could get it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with it for now. Looks fairly smooth there, apart from that one small bit there. I'm quite happy with it though. I think from here it's gonna go around this way. I don't know if it will fit, but I'm thinking like a cool airtime hill, like over this would be pretty cool, but I don't have much space to work with. So an airtime hill over that way, and maybe kind of going around that way. So I know I want to put an airtime hill right here, and it might dive in through this section here. I'm not sure yet. I could actually bring this down that way, have it come under here, have a hill there that kind of takes you into the plaza. And it kind of comes around this way, so another hill. Maybe one of those could be an inversion. I'll probably have that one as the inversion. And then obviously here we'll have the outer bank. And then I think I'll probably go into it straight from the drop. Considering the first drop is going to be here, I don't think I've got space for something else. Maybe a speed hill before I go into the outer bank there. So yeah, I'm going to get backwards so I can get the speeds right, but so far I'm really happy with it. I also put the roof on this entrance to the Steampunk land, and yeah, still need a name out the front here. Haven't decided what I'm going to call the land yet, but hopefully I'll be able to start doing some proper theming soon. I've also moved this ride. It was kind of in the corner, but there's these giant explosions that come out of these tubes, and they make a really loud bang, so I wanted to move it away from all of this stuff. I also got the speakers out this entrance here. BS got a new queue in here. It kind of comes down the side of the pathway, and a little bit of a cattle pen. Don't really know if there's any opportunities to shorten it, but yeah, then it kind of comes around the back here, and then of course you get on each side. I'm not quite sure where the entrance of this is going to go. I think once I've got all the elements in and I figured out how it's all going to work, I'll figure out where we can put the entrance. But I have made kind of the end of the queue, which has where the Fast track will merge, which will be right there. And then also we've got this part of the queue line here, which goes directly under the station. This would of course be the lift, and this is the exit pathway. I do wish we could make the station a bit shorter and keep the longer cars, but for some reason it won't let me, which is quite annoying. Yeah, it's got the transfer and all that's in, and as you can see there's no supports on here. Those are the explosions I was talking about. Yeah, as you can see, no supports on the side there. I'm just going to turn the gain down slightly. Now I can hear myself slightly better. Hopefully you can hear it as well. That's that sorted. So yes, I want to do something custom. I don't know if it will kind of attach to buildings or something. I guess we'll see. I know this is going to be a large building here. It may connect with the hotel, I'm not sure. I was also thinking of potentially moving the hotel to be on the staff car park and having this is the staff car park going a bit further into there. Would definitely be a big job to get everything moved, including the fountains, but I don't know, because it is really close to the coaster. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a think about that one. Because also right now we obviously have our hotel only entrance, which you wouldn't really be able to get if it was around here. So yeah, I'll have to have a think about that one. We could potentially have that pathway still as the hotel only one, and just you don't have to kind of walk around here, and of course we can give all the hotel guests early access into the park. In terms of other things around the park, I have gone ahead and done the mid-course for our hyper. If you remember, it originally kind of went back up there, but it came out way too far, so I wanted to have it turn into a mid-course. I've also done the drop, although I may reprofile it just to give it a bit more airtime coming out of there. And of course all the custom supports are in. I looked at, I think, Silver Star Europa Park mostly to see how it was all supported, as well as Nitro. And yeah, I got kind of all these connections going on. I think the forms one continuous line from here. You go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So yeah, one big kind of chain of supports. But apart from that, that's kind of all this sorted. And I've also done some more work with the trees around here. I think the bushes stop there, so maybe during today's stream we'll kind of work on that. And more coaster news. Started work on the Woody here in the Viking Land. I know I wanted to have kind of a big station here in the middle, and thought it would be quite cool if you could see the start of the coaster. Very Wicker Man style this is. I just set it to test. See, round it goes, small hill before you go up into the lift hill. Yeah, it's not connected, but this will probably be the exit. Come around here into a nice airtime hill before doing a nice turn around the supports of the hyper, which I think is really cool. I'll just stop this from testing. Before hitting the brakes, and of course we've got our transfer track. I believe this is how GCI do them. It's like they are large sections of the track that kind of slide over. Oh, interestingly, it doesn't look like it would slide in very nicely. Not quite sure what's going on there. Anyway, it looks good enough, and you've got a piece of track there that connects back to the station. I think I have sorted it so that the exit, yeah, they're on different sides. And I'm also looking at the rapid station being at the back, so obviously you need that giant turntable. And yeah, I'll probably kind of traverse around the back. I wonder we could probably get it through here, through the middle there. That'd be cool. It's kind of the ending. It kind of comes around out this way, at the back of the station here, weaves around the coaster a bit here, then under the airtime hill, round through the supports, and kind of makes its way back to the station. And yeah, obviously with all the backstage routes here and stuff, we can definitely have our water treatment unit just around there. We've got something similar for the log flume just there, and also there's one around the back here which kind of serves both Outpost 5 and also Buccaneers Bay. I've forgotten to put my giant spoiler building on, but we're not going to go near there today, so it's fine. So, in today's live stream, in fact, first of all, let's go for a ride on the Farley Flyer. Just speed this up. We should also have the on-ride music. So yeah, still some work to be done on the Farley Flyer, and yeah, I definitely want to reprofile this section here because it's not quite what I'm after. So I think actually I'm just going to delete the whole thing. There's also a few other updates. We'll hit an autosave. There's also a few updates inside the station for the Flyer, which I'll go through now and sort that out. First of all, I've got the music going. But I've also made the operator's booth. So we've got the door here. Might put a few details on the side there, and then you go up into it, and yeah, you've got kind of like a couple of books, a couple of chairs, some bins, the operating panels, and what would be CCTV cameras, and our ride up. I've also put a couple of other ride ups around the station. I do need to go and do this for the rest of the coasters. I think I've done it on the Runaway Train. Yeah, you can see we've got a few people around there on top of our ride up, and that person needs their clothes recolored. I think it's the same thing here. Yeah, I've got a couple of pirates there. I wanted to put my spoiler blocker on for a second just while I check Phantom. Yeah, it's the same in there. I have sorted all that out. Have I got it in here at all? Not yet. So I need to go around and do that on a few of the other ones. I think it's on here as well. Yeah, we've got a couple of ride-ups at the back there. And also, maybe I've put one in here yet? No, not yet. And that interior in this building still need kind of finishing up, but I haven't got a name for this restaurant yet. If anyone's got any ideas, please put them in the chat. And yeah, the ride ups here also have like the buttons all set up. If I can figure out how to get out of this, there we go. So I'd imagine as the train is departing, each of them kind of walk to the other end of the platform, and then they'd basically check the two going in opposite directions going back to their spots. So yeah, still lots of work to go on with the Flyer. It's definitely one of the more complicated kind of queues to build because of how packed it is in here. There's not much space for kind of being able to hide details inside the walls like you can see there, for example, or around here. There's just no space to do it. I don't think there's any other changes around here. I have done a bit of the maintenance area for the Flyer, just another truck. This one is 21. I think that's because this is 212 feet. That may have been intentional, it may not have been. Although, what I will say, Planet Coaster says that this is 212 at the top and 8 at the bottom, which would be a 208 foot drop. But if I go into the results, it says whenever it does like a full layout, it says it's only like 170 something, which makes no sense. So I'm not quite sure why it's disagreeing there. It's not over the whole, which would mess up the calculations. Yeah, it's very bizarre. Anyway, now that I've got through most of the updates, and they will probably be in tomorrow's episode, because right after I finish the live stream, I'm going to go through all the changes to make episode 11. So I think today we can either work on just kind of more trees around the car park, maybe actually work on one of the car parks, because only the green one is actually done at the moment. So we could do that, could start adding in a bunch of trees. I did actually want to make some adjustments to how the whole lane system kind of operates, but I'm not sure if I will. We'll have to see about that. Yeah, right now it's all nicely spaced out. I was thinking this lane here should actually feed off that way. People will have to do a U-turn, but right now you drive all the way to the end here and basically go round, but it does mean that, well, actually I think it'll be fine. Here's easy because you kind of enter from that side and exit that way, and I think it's the same with these. You kind of come from this side and exit the other side, but this one is different. Actually, you know what? Let's sort this out now. I think there should be a fairly easy way of doing it. First of all, actually just select all of these and delete them for now. But then here, and essentially, or we could turn this into some trees. If I just go around and do that. Just delete all of those. Yeah, it would mean having to raise all of these slightly, but I think it would look a lot nicer. Let's see if I just match it on the side. Like so. There we go. So basically if I have this attached to there, we can have some nice trees. I think I did these with a circle, so they should actually match up almost perfectly. I don't know. Okay, let me just take all these out and I'll redo the whole thing. How many pieces are there in that? That's the last two. So let's see. I need that. No, I need both of them to basically connect into there. So let's try and actually make this work. So what, we're going to use beams because they actually have some depth to them. Beam. Let's see, I want the shortest one. If I flip it on its side, I think it would work better because then I can make a more circular circle. I don't know, line to surface, there we go. We do that. Just like so. Lovely. And then I'll just kind of bring them out a bit more. Okay, so now what I've got to do is do a circle that attaches that one to there. It's probably have to be around there, I think. I'll know I've got it if now it needs to be bigger. Still a tiny bit bigger. Hopefully this will do it. Almost. It's almost there. This part's probably going to be quite boring, but you know, it's realism. So close. Just needs to go a tiny bit more. Just make some, I think at this point we'll just do small adjustments until it is bang on. Because yeah, it's almost there now. Have I got it? Not quite. Let's see. Oh, almost. It's so close now. It needs to go about that much, probably. Let's see. Tiny bit too much. So where was it before? So it was there before. It was there after, so it probably has to go kind of in the middle of them. Yeah, that's probably going to do it. Let's have a look. Nailed it. Now I just want to make sure that this is a perfect circle. Hopefully if I do that, they should be perfectly aligned, which they are. Amazing. So if we do this now, and essentially just keep spinning them. Right, that is as much as I can do with the advance move. So now it's going to be about doing it manually. And obviously with them being coloured white, it's so hard to tell. Haven't quite got them there. Yeah, that's it. Just keep going. That's good enough. And I think I have to take out one from each. Which is going to be quite a long process. Just want to make sure that they've all got the wrong logos. Hang on. And then this one here. There you go, that's that sorted. Okay, let's get back to this. I think I'm almost there now. I think that's all of them, so hopefully. Fantastic. So I need to delete all the ones from here to here. Cool. So we'll just delete all of these, delete all of those, and finally these ones, and we have ourselves a nice circle. Now I also need to lift some of these up. To about there. Perfect. And finally just do the same circle thing but from here to there. I don't actually know if you can do that in a perfect circle. So if I basically take this, just get it the same height, It wants to connect to it there. Am I still got my line to surface on? I do, yeah. Let me just turn it off. There we go. Well, it's not saving the height data, that's nice. Let's see. So it needs to be around here. Are these not lifted up at all? Okay, I'm gonna have to sort that out. Let's see, if I go from there. I think actually we could just use the same one. So it's not quite there yet. But hopefully if I do something like that, it should connect up pretty nicely, which it does. And then I just got to get the height sorted. Which I think there looks not quite. There, we'll do that. That looks better. And let's see, this group goes all the way down. So let's... No, there's something else attached to it. Oh, it's the rest of this group, okay. So if I make this its own building... Now I've just got to somehow line it up. This is not going to be very easy, is it? Is that it? No, a little bit lower. Actually, seeing as it is just... How many of them? It's 47, so if I delete all but, like, one of them, put this up perfectly like so, and then just copy it all the way down. Yeah, this is much easier than trying to do it all in one go. Did I accidentally move that? I think I did, yeah. Lovely, and then I just delete that last one. And then here, that now connects to that one instead. And we have ourselves a really big, nice forested area. I'm going to move this to be there, I think. Unless I do actually have some leeway here. So if I put that there and move that to be there. Perfect. So that should now be nice, one big tree thing. And yeah, the second lane will essentially feed straight out into the car park. And we can probably add some more spaces to it now. Apart from the top one here. Cool, so I should be able to just pull these out by one space. Yeah, just gotta match it here. Cool, I don't think I can get away with any more though. Maybe I can. Let's see if I keep pulling this out. If I did 2. I think that's not enough room here. So maybe if I extended these by 2 more. To be there. And then I only extended this by 1. So duplicate them. Like that. I think we'd still have enough space there, which is great. And I think I can probably do the same here as well. I just select these ones. Probably I can't pull them out all the way. but I can definitely add, especially here, I can add one more spot. Just like so. And actually at the end here I can probably add 3 more spots. Fantastic. And here I know at the end here I can definitely add more. I've got plenty of space to do it. And actually there's a bonus spot here. Looks slightly different, but that's okay. Actually, maybe this needs to be a bit taller. I don't want people driving over this. Or this one, actually. Yeah, let's get rid of that. There, now hopefully we shouldn't have people driving over it. I could just put a fence in. And round here, I think these ones could probably come out one more, but that's probably it. I don't think I can get away with any more spots. Not here, because how are you going to get into it? You're driving in from there. But I think I do just want to lift this up as well. I think that should be fine. Obviously I'm not like a car park designer or anything. I don't know any of the rules and stuff, but I think it looks okay. At least to me. Okay, I think that's as many as we're going to get. So let's start working on the trees that are going to go in the areas between. I think first I want to put mulch everywhere. So we'll start a new scenery group. Let's see. I can't think I can put this 6x6. Is there a 4x4? That's what I'm going to have to check. Although I should say, since Planet Coaster 2 released, the Frontier, not the Frontier Workshop, the Steam Workshop, has it's not that great anymore, is it? Oh, someone's done the new Six Flags dive. That's nice. Yeah, there aren't any like amazing mega parks really coming out anymore. Yeah, lots of cool things coming out still, but yeah, almost everyone's moved to Planet Coaster 2. I am doing some Planet Coaster 2 stuff. I do have a project in the works. It's going to take a very long time, but I'm excited to show everyone once it's done. What are we looking for? Mulch. Mulch square. Is there not a 4x4 option? No, there isn't. That's a shame. Guess we'll just have to make do with these ones then. I'm going to have to use 3 of them because, yeah, that is just too big. Let's see. Or, actually, what we could do is sink the other one down a bit. If I get... where is it? If I get the big 6x6 meter one. I think it just about fits. Oh, well, not quite. Just got to do that. It does, but I can only move it about that much before it's needing a second one. You know what? I think we'll use the big 6x6 as much as possible. Yeah, let's see how far away this. What can I get away with? About there. And if we just keep going, keep going. So that would be the last one, because here I think we can just use it regularly. We'll have to sort that tiny section out there. Right, let's start putting in a ton of mulch. I almost forgot how big this car park was. It is huge. And then we'll do that, and I think we'll have to delete the last one. And it almost fits perfectly. There's a tiny bit there, but I should be able to sort that with the little one. Just like that. Perfect. Actually, it's poking out slightly. Are they all poking out? Or is it just these last two? I think they all are. That's annoying. That's a tiny bit right there. You can just see. Okay, it might only be those ones, which should be, which looks like it is. I don't think we'll be able to duplicate this one, but all these should be able to go in one big go. Let me just do that. Fantastic. Just need to cover up these tiny little sections. In fact, I use one of the larger pieces for that one. And I think just the majority of that done. Ah, this one's going to have to move though. Right, let's do. I'm going to have to use the smaller pieces around the back here. And then like so. Right, so that's the main part's done. Now I've just got this annoying section on the curve. A couple more there. Amazing. We move down a size and basically do the same thing. Like that, and the smallest possible one. Lovely. That looks really nice. And yeah, let's do 3 more, but they're just going to be the same apart from that, which is slightly shorter. And then we can get to doing a bunch of trees, which will be a lot of fun. Hopefully I only need 2 pieces, which I do. I don't think the large one's going to fit at all, no. I think the rotation's slightly off, it is, yeah. So I'm going to have to just spin this ever so slightly. still not quite perfectly oriented. In fact, we're going to delete all of it and instead just align it to this. And now it should be perfectly oriented. That's good like that. Fantastic. Let's see. It's much harder to align it when the controls are all the way over there, so I think I'll just stick to this many at once. Lovely. Almost there now. Probably just a couple more. There we go. This looks like it's going to be the last one. Because it's actually to duplicate these last two. I don't even think I can do that. I'm going to have to use the smaller pieces. Like so. And now I should be able to just duplicate the entire row over. Because I think it's the exact same size as this one. In fact, where's the difference here coming from? Because these are all in... Maybe it's from the arrows. So we'll do that. I just need to move it across ever so slightly. Yep, that's all in. And the other side, I'm going to need one piece just to cover up those. And then finally, just make sure there's no problems. Nope. So we just go round here and like so. Fantastic. So now it's just the process. Why do those vanish from far away? That's a shame. Yeah, very happy with how that turn has turned out. It's a very odd thing to say. How that turn has turned out. Oh, got problems here though. This large one's going to just move. I think the rest of them luckily are hidden under here. Yeah, I think we're fine. Have a quick check. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so I also just realised, like, everyone who's here, how are they supposed to get to this pathway? So yeah, here you just get out of the car and walk along until you get there. I haven't really thought this through, have I? Let's have a think about this. Oops. Let's see. I nearly forgot. Here. I want these ones to be raised up slightly. I think that works. Yep. And then obviously I will put the fence along it. Maybe we can have a gap in the fence somewhere, which is like a crossing. This is something that I obviously forgot to think about when I was planning this car park design. Well, I didn't really plan it, I just kind of put in a giant area and said that's the car park. You know what? I will do that off camera. I think that's probably the easiest way of sourcing it, because I think doing it on camera is going to be really boring. Let me just close these for now. Actually, this one can go. What else should we do? Oh, I almost forgot about this change. I've put in the escape pathway for in case the Hyper Valley is on the first drop, but I don't actually know if that's possible considering the height difference here. I know here it might be because these elements, I think this is 2 foot taller than that one. But I think from there it's unlikely because each one gets a bit smaller. Although, saying that, I do just want to see something. If I put this at the crest of this hill here, which seems to be right about here. Right, that's the crest of this airtime hill. If I now move it to the crest of this one, is this one really taller? Not quite sure how that's happened because I tried to make it shorter. That's weird. So this one probably gives much better airtime. If we have a quick look at the heat maps, vertical G-force, previous run data. That one hits. Yeah, look, there's like a section here where it's not really airtime. That's quite annoying. I thought I managed to get the second one slightly shorter than the first one. I guess not. Okay. Ignoring that, what should we do then? In terms of like what there actually is left, there's a few more Main Street buildings to do. Obviously the entire steampunk area, the Viking land. I think the problem I have with these two lands is that they're the two themes outside of Outpost 5, but I've kind of already done this style before. These are the two themes I have no experience with in Planet Coaster 1 and also aren't default theme sets, so I kind of have to build everything custom. Like this here is a mixture of Western and all sorts of other things, but actually mostly Western, some World's Fair, TNTK stuff. Anyway, it's definitely going to be much more of a challenge to do this land compared to the rest of the other ones. In fact, you know what? I think here I want to move this back a little bit. I lined it up with the curve, didn't I? So basically what I want to be able to do is have these meet and then have a line that kind of goes across here. This kind of has its own mini section at the back. I don't know. I'll leave it for now. This would definitely be a tunnel. But like the airtime, I'll definitely want visible from the pathway. In fact, let me just grab the rock here. I know what I do want to do is have the terrain paint on the valleys be this kind of rocky texture. Sample the same thing here and just kind of have rocks everywhere. There anymore? Is there a small one here? A little bit, yeah. Anywhere where I've kind of had to dip the terrain slightly, I want to put in rocks. Here's fine actually. Right. So yeah, that's that. And this steampunk land is going to be a difficult theme to build. Well, you know, the park is getting there now. Let's see how many pieces we're on. This is going to really lay out my computer. $58,000 just to there. And we select the rest of the project. $97,833. No, not 800, whatever it was. Just make sure I haven't missed anything. Don't think I have. So 98,000 basically. That's mental. So many pieces. You know what? This is stream 30. Let's have a bit of fun. I'm going to save the park real quick. We'll save it over here so I can remember what. So what I do when I save my parks, I kind of look at what I've just done. So when I reopen the park, I know what I've just built. But I'll save the park and then I'm going to open it up to, I think there'll be around 14,000 guests. And I'll also get the queue line set up for the RMC so we can get some guests on it. And then just finish triple saving. It's been nearly a month since I worked on anything else in Planet Coaster 1. Not a month, a year. So yeah, before this I did the drop tower for Deadwood Dale, Corvus' park. Right, now the other things we need to do, I want to complete these. I don't want it to be break. This is what I usually do. I kind of really put the brakes on a bit. So we can get the Farley Flyer open. Just test it. We can also get this open if I finish the queue line. No, that's the wrong one. Right, we can also open the RMC. And I think the G-Force, yeah, they're not too bad. So that's open. The Fly just needs to finish testing. Oh, I should say the POV earlier, I don't think the on-road audio synced up properly, so finished a bit too late. Doesn't really matter anyway. Let's just make sure that this isn't going to cause the forces to be completely nuts. Yeah, I want it to hit this with about 20 kilometers an hour less speed than it has. Just wait for the next train to go, which it does now. Plenty of time before it hits the mid-course. That gets in, we can open it. Right, let's open the floodgates. Nothing on maximum guests. I will bump this up to 15, 10 I think, just because of how many rides we have here now. And the priority pass I'll put to 25, because we've got a ton of rides on priority pass. I'm just checking everything is sorted. Everything's open, that we can open at least, apart from Farley Mansion. Quick draw. Need to reopen the Sky. Has it just been sitting there? Must have been. Sky ride's going. So Yeah, that's everything. Brilliant. Open the park. Let's see just how many guests we can get in to Farley Park today. Let the floodgates open. Already got people going for priority passes. In fact, how many rides have we got on our priority pass? 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's not open. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So with 10 rides with fast track. I was actually just thinking, is there any way we can get fast track onto here? But I don't think so, because you'll only be able to cut that off. Yeah, sadly it's not possible. There's no way to connect it up here, for example. The only solution I think would be to have the main queue line go that way and have the priority pass go up here, but I don't think there's enough room for it. Same thing, same story with the log flume. Besides, the queues aren't really long enough to warrant a priority pass. We've got, if I just do circle around the park, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 rides with priority pass, but 8 that are open today. Let's see, we're already at like 600 guests. This might take a while. So yeah, this is the part that you're going to see in tomorrow's update video, pretty much. Just make sure the audio is all working fine. And just turn it up a bit. So yeah, this is pretty much the part you're going to see in tomorrow's episode. Yeah, what I'm hoping for the following episode is that I'll have this finished. Because yeah, it's really close now. There's just 2 more buildings that need detailing. And then that's Outpost 5 done. I'm really hoping to have the Adventureland, obviously apart from this section, done. And if not, if it's not finished, then hopefully I can get that the spinning coaster sorted. Obviously this half of Deadwood is done, but I want to try and get like the other half of the pathway, so at least this section's all finished. And I'll probably also theme up this part of the path here heading up to our dark ride. So yeah, just kind of doing a few other bits around there, and then hopefully we'll get started with the Viking and Steampunk lands. We're already at 2,000 guests. So much easier to get people into the park in Planet Coaster 1. Let's see, where are people heading? We've got people on the chair swing. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Joy and Oreo. Hope you are enjoying the stream or a different video. Very nice. Got the carousel here. Looks like we've got quite a few people going on that. I know it's slightly odd to have a nice gentle ride and then you just have this crazy steampunk half metal soundtrack playing here. But I think both rides in the area are open. Yeah, there's a lot of people going through it. I think are these the first people? No, we've already had a train go. I do want to see some kind of what it looks like to have guests on it though. Let's watch these guys go around. Obviously this part is not representative of the final coaster. I love the pre-programmed hands up over it, like every single airtime moment. That's quite funny. And yeah, I think this would be the first RMC in the world to have the 2 lift hills, because obviously the station is kind of at the midpoint there and it finishes at the bottom. But I don't actually think I have enough speed to bring it back up to a brake run at the top. But I know it would crawl into it, it would kill the pacing, so yeah. But we can theme this up really in a really cool way. If someone can actually tell me of a coaster that has like a lift hill to get you back up into the station, following like a launch or another lift, I'd love to hear about those. If we've got people going on the flyer, probably, yeah, we do. But obviously with only 3,000 guests, stuff isn't going to get too crowded yet. We've got people on these rides. No one's on the dive yet, but I think that's because they're still walking through the queue line. Yeah, we've got over a full row, nearly half a train there. I think we've got people on the log flume. I think we have people on the car ride. Yes, we do. I really don't like how it stops so far forward, but I don't know, there's nothing I can really do about that. Got some people on this flat ride. Got a queue building there, here. Obviously, no one's going on the Ferris wheel, even though it probably gives you the best view of the park. Got a queue for our family coaster, which I think is probably... everyone's getting off at the moment. Let's go around to Phantom. Yep, there are some people on here, or at least riding it. Some people going on both rides. I think there's anyone on the top spin. Nope. No one in the queue on that. It might be a bit too intense. Let's see. Shipwrecked probably is getting some people. Yeah. The pirate ship has no one, which is interesting because usually it's quite a fun ride. And obviously the runaway train is already attracting quite a big queue. I think this is literally just because of how close it is to the entrance, and also because the GCI isn't finished yet. I think once that's done, we'll have more. So we'd have 4 kind of family coasters, but the GCI is the closest one that's kind of to the runaway train. So hopefully that will kind of reduce the crowds on that one slightly. Yeah, let's see. We still have like 10,000 people still to get into the park, so we're not too busy just yet. In fact, whilst it fills up, I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll let you watch everyone flooding in. Alright, I think we've got a lot of people in. We're at 8,000 now, so... Let's see. Oh my word, the Skyride is very popular. Look at that. I think the Carousel's queue line is... Oh no, it's not actually as long as I thought it was. I am happy I decided to put the Carousel in here. It's a lovely little ride just to see on the side there. How is the queue looking for the RMC? Oh look, we're getting a full train. So I wonder if people are kind of lapping it or something. Yeah, there's definitely people here, but it's not kind of... It's just definitely a station wait, or at this point it's literally a walk-on. Unless I have the operations set... Yeah, it's at half load. Oops. Let's do any load. Do they have to get off? Doesn't actually count them as having been on it. That's really silly. Okay. I don't think anyone's going on Turbine. So 345 lifetime guests, and no one wants to go on it. Maybe the prestige isn't very high. That's a classic. This probably isn't. No, it's just new. No one wants to go on it, that's a shame. What's this gone prestige-wise? 714, probably because it's short length. I'd imagine this... Oh no, the spinning coasters queue is not crazy. In 25 minutes, I've seen this hit like 2 hours. The dive is at 6. That's not 6 minutes, it is literally walk on. The 6 minutes is how long the queue takes to walk. The next one should be going now, which it is. What else? The flyer. Yeah, station wait. Wow, even with 8,000 people, like, I think it's just because if the GCI was open, you would see more people go around that way, as well as like with all the theming and stuff. Because right now everything's kind of on one side. Let's have a look. Actually, the runaway train, it's not hit the saloon yet. It usually does. This has got a bit of a wait. Don't want to zoom in too close on Phantom, but again, that's a station wait. Raven's Wing again has absolutely no queue whatsoever. There's 9,000 people. Where are they all? Are they all just waiting to go on the Skyride? That's probably a good chunk of the people, to be fair. Well, actually, they might all be here. What's the breakdown? Wow, it's like so many families. Usually it's a third of each, but 46% is family groups. I wonder why that's so high. Right, let's keep speeding this up. Let's get every single possible guest in. I think the record I've got at the moment is around 13,000. And that's 10,000. It really doesn't feel like there's 10,000 guests though. I'm really struggling to see where they all are. I know there's a lot of them here in the runaway train. Are they all being held up by the priority pass? I think I need to charge more for it. Almost everyone's got priority pass. It just completely removes 35. hopefully that leads to some slightly shorter priority pass queue times. And yeah, the queues are definitely building slightly. There's a lot of people out here in Outpost 5. Raven's Wing is still at station wait. That's interesting, it never usually is. And yeah, the train's only half full. The spinning coaster's getting a bit of a longer wait now. Still only 37 minutes though. If the priority pass line is back here, this could be an hour, which would not be fun. Hopefully the flyer now. No, it's still a station wait, which is pretty insane. Let's see, let's keep letting people into the park, because yeah, I'm really struggling to see where there are 10,500 people. Alright, we must be getting close now to oh, we have hit 13,000, so it must be getting like a lot of people in. Let's see, the runaway train is now out of the saloon into the final kind of cattle pen there. Surprisingly, Shipwreck is still here. That's probably maybe a 10-minute wait. 14. There is now a queue outside of the building for Phantom, which is to be expected. Have we got a queue for Ravenswing? Yes, we do. It's now under the brake run. The Dive does have a bit of a queue. The Spinning Coach is probably getting quite... Oh no, it's actually as full as I thought. I'm just hoping that... yeah, they're not getting stuck on that last one. The Flyer... This has definitely got a longer queue. It's still really short though. I think this is definitely another problem with Planet Coaster 1. That this is 10-minute queue. This park will probably get... I don't know, 30,000 people a day on a peak day. The RMC's got an actual queue now, which is cool to see. So now we'll be able to watch guests as they fly around the layout. It is really laggy. We're at 13 FPS here. Nice. It's just cool to watch people go on it. Have we got people on Turbine at all? I think we've had 2 people go on it. That's quite annoying. I was kind of hoping it would be quite a popular ride. As usual, the gardens are actually not too crowded. Where is everybody? That's the thing I'm trying to figure out. Like, I know this is usually a bottleneck, but at this point it's usually much bigger than this. Where are these 13,000 guests? I mean, it's nice to see Folly Avenue quite busy. It doesn't actually feel like we have 14,000 guests. Let's keep speeding it up. Hopefully we'll actually get there. See, there's a lot of people kind of walking the queue line. Is the capacity just that good? Also, actually, what I'm hoping to see with the runaway train is less people in the fast track line. Yeah, it's not backing up now. A lot of people trying to get in though. Where are all these guys going? Not queuing that lot. Yeah, a lot of people deciding against waiting in this massive line. Is this person going to go for it? No. What is the runaway train queue line at? The main queue's an hour, which is not too bad considering its location. And also usually this it's like 2 hours once it's all full, so interesting. So that's 14,000. I think that's the first time we've had 14,000 guests. We're also getting a lot less people going to buy Priority Pass. So you've bought a Priority Pass. Oh, where was the people I was looking at? A lot of people saying they wouldn't save enough queue time. How long has this person been in the park for? A minute. That was the person saying that they weren't getting any use out of their Priority Pass. Yeah, a lot of people aren't buying it at the price that it is. I just have sorted these finances out. I think I'm charging $2 for every level of ride that I have here. Oh, this is a level 2 ride, so 4. I think that's how I was doing it. Yeah. Let's see, that queue's full, this queue's full. I think all the queues in this land are full at this point. Apart from one. That one isn't quite. This one almost is. Yeah, no one goes on the Ferris wheel. I don't understand. You can... It's not... Is there one person on it? No. There's one group, but one person here has got the whole thing to themselves. This guy's the real enthusiast. Where's the rest of his group then? They must be in this one, right? Because usually they go... The group will go together. They also got a priority pass. Yeah, the rest of the group is on the Ferris wheel. So there must be like 2 routes and he's ended up sitting on it by himself. Oh no. Yeah, the Grove Explorer... The Grove Explorer has it's got its trains running. It's got almost full queue. A lot of people queuing up for Ravenswing now. I think the same with Phantom. Yeah, you can see this person here stopped at the back there. Shipwrecked, starting to move along the back there now. Are you going to hit 15,000 guests? See, look, now this is becoming the bottleneck that I'm used to it being. Let's speed it up. Are we going to hit 15,000? We're almost there. We're also almost 10,000 stars, which is insane. Right, less than 300 people, less than 250. We're almost there now. When is it going to kind of peter out? Because we must be getting close to the point now where there's no one else joining the park because it's just too busy. Okay, the dive is consistently sending out full trains, or nearly full trains anyway. I think this next train will be completely full. I'm not sure if this will open for the next group. Oh, it was full. The train was full anyway. See, that's sending out like a full train fairly consistently. The spinning coaster is getting full. I forgot this existed. But yeah, there's no one riding yet. I don't think there's anyone riding. I know there are some people riding this flat ride. I forgot what I called it. Zephyr. The Flyer usually is really popular, so I'm surprised actually that there aren't many people joining the queue line, considering it's just this. What is the queue on? 12 minutes. It's nothing. Let's see. True, have I got the... I've forgotten to turn the park audio down again. Oops. Never mind. So oh, this is no one going around the back here. The Skyride is like so popular for just no reason, and that's 15,000 guests. Yeah, you can see now it's definitely kind of starting to slow down with new guests. So around 15,100 I'd say is kind of how many guests we're getting in the park at the moment. And yeah, everyone seems to be kind of on this side. I think almost everyone's in the queue for the runaway train, so I really need to get this GCI finished to try and draw the crowds away a bit. Because yeah, it just gets ridiculously popular, and then everyone gets stuck in this. God, it sounds horrible. But I mean, yeah, 15,000 guests are at about 12 FPS. I think if you're in an area, it is better by like 1 frame. We're at 13 FPS there. Here's a bit smoother though. There we go, 14 frames per second. Yeah, this park is not gonna like when I get to the top, but when everyone's out, it does run around 20-25, which isn't too bad. I think it gets really bad when you get into like here. Oh, it's so laggy. But yeah, I'm enjoying building the park. We're getting really close. The Viking Land is the only one that looks like I haven't done much work. Because yeah, now that the RMC is starting to go in with the steampunk area, it does look like stuff is happening with all the shadows. So yeah, we're getting there now. I still have 2 dark rides to finish. I don't really want to think about that because that's a lot of work. 2 dark rides. I think I'm going to leave it there for today's stream. Hope you've enjoyed. It's been a bit of a mix. Did a bit of work on the car parks, a bit of work around everything else. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. See you in the next one. Goodbye.